Hi, and welcome to this case study on Napster, the best P2P file sharing network from the late 1990s. In this video, I'm going to be exploring how Napster worked, why it's considered a distributed system, and I'll examine the architecture, the network protocols, and the security behind it. So first of all, the history and the background. What was it? Napster was a first of its kind P2P file sharing platform launched in 1999 by Sean Fanning and Sean Parker, and mainly focused on music. It revolutionized the music industry. Before Napster, accessing music online was difficult and often involved visiting multiple sites to find individual songs. Napster revolutionized this by offering a P2P system that allowed users to share and download MP3 files directly from each other. At its peak, Napster had tens of millions of users. However, it was also the center of legal battles due to this, and from other recording industries too, leading to its eventual shutdown in 2001. Despite this, Napster's legacy lives on, influencing future P2P systems and digital media platforms. So, what kind of a distributed system was Napster? Napster was considered as a P2P network, as I've said. In this type of system, every user or every peer is both a client and a server. Unlike traditional client-server models where all data flows through a central server, Napster didn't require that. Napster's P2P model allowed users to share files without relying on a central hub or a file for file storage. However, Napster was not fully decentralized. It relied on central servers to index files, but the actual file transfers occurred between users' computers, making it a hybrid system. In a way, Napster was a bridge between fully centralized and fully decentralized networks. Let's take a deeper look into Napster's architecture. Napster's architecture was hybrid. This means, while file sharing was done in a decentralized manner, searching for files was done in a centralized manner. Here's how it worked. First of all, a user would connect to Napster's central servers and search for a song. The server didn't store the files themselves, but it stored information about which user had the files. Once the server provided a list with the requested file, the actual download took place directly between the users. So, searching and indexing was centralized, but the file transfer was decentralized, creating a distributed system, or I guess a hybrid system, where the processing and storage of music files happened on individual computers. For instance, imagine you're searching for a song and you send a query to a Napster central server, which would respond with a list of peers who would have a song. You would then initiate direct file transfer from one of those peers bypassing the central server. The architecture provided scalability, as users could handle the distribution of files, but the reliance on a central index made Napsters vulnerable, eventually leading to legal shutdowns. This is the hybrid system, and now we'll talk about the network connections and the protocols. Napster utilized the standard TCP or IP protocol for file sharing and searching queries. TCP or Transmission Control Protocol ensures reliable data transmission between users over the internet. Peer discovery was managed by central servers, which acted as a directory for available files. However, once the peers were connected, the file transfers were conducted using TCP connections between users. This approach was simple and effective, making it easy for users to share files without worrying about connection protocols in the background. Now, let's talk about the security. Was Napster secure? In a short answer, no. Napster did not prioritize security, because this is the critical aspect of why it wasn't fully developed and compared to today's standards. When users shared files on Napster, they did so in an unencrypted connections. This meant that anyone with the right tools could intercept and access the data being transferred. Additionally, there was no encryption on the central service, leaving users' data and search queries potentially vulnerable. In contrast, modern peer-to-peer systems like BitTorrent use encryption protocols like SSL to secure both file transfers and communication. In Napster's case, security was a low priority because the platform's primary goal was to ease sharing and accessibility. Napster operated in an era before cybersecurity was a major concern in file sharing, but its lack of encryption made it easy for copyright holders and internet service providers to monitor and block Napster users. If we place Napster on a scale of security compared to modern networks, it would rank very low. However, Napster was one of the first attempts at large-scale file sharing. So security was not even seen as critical at the time. In conclusion, Napster's peer-to-peer network was revolutionary. It brought file sharing to mainstream and demonstrated the power of distributed networks. While it wasn't fully decentralized, it lacked modern security features. Napster paved the way for development of more robust distributed network systems that we see today, such as BitTorrent and blockchain technologies. Essentially, that was it. But thank you for watching this case study. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. And thank you.